Welcome back, everyone, to The Deep Dive. This time, we're taking a look at something a little different. We have a holiday letter from Rose of Sharon online store sent to their customers, and it's not just like a typical happy holidays message.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to connect with their customers on like a deeper level. I thought it would be cool to dive into this letter and see what we can, what kind of insights we can get from it.
Sounds good. I'm always interested in seeing how businesses use these kind of messages to, reinforce their brand and all that.
Right away they come out and they emphasize how grateful they are for their customers. They even talk about loyalty being the cornerstone of their success. It's interesting. What do you think about that kind of approach? I mean, especially in online retail, it's so competitive.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's actually pretty smart. Online retail is so crowded these days, and customer loyalty, well, it's more valuable than ever, I think.
I can see that.
By highlighting how much they appreciate their customers, Rose of Sharon is trying to create that sense of belonging.
Like a shared value kind of thing.
Exactly. Exactly. And that could really set them apart, I think.
It's like they're building a community, not just a customer base.
Yeah. And they even talk about focusing on, gifts that speak to the heart.
Right. So it's not just about like the material thing you're giving.
Exactly. It seems like they're carefully choosing items that, have a deeper meaning or something that'll really resonate with the person receiving it.
So what do you think the strategy is there? I mean, are they trying to like tap into a specific need that consumers have during the holidays?
Oh, definitely. Think about it. During the holidays, we're bombarded with ads for all the latest gadgets and trendy stuff.
Totally.
But really, a lot of people, I think, are looking for something more, gifts that'll create a lasting memory.
I get it. Like something with a story.
Exactly. Or something that reflects the personality of the person you're giving it to.
That's a good point.
So by focusing on these, gifts with meaning, Rose of Sharon is trying to position themselves as a source for unique and thoughtful gifts.
Yeah, it's clever. They're setting themselves apart from all the noise.
Right, and they're attracting those shoppers who, are looking for something more than just a sale item.
It makes you wonder, could this approach be a model for other businesses, even outside retail?
It's a good question. Really seems like they're onto something,
Now, something else I noticed, the letter mentions that this past year has had its share of challenges and triumphs. They don't really get into specifics, but it made me wonder if they're kind of hinting at, some of the things that online retailers are facing these days. What do you think?
Well, we all know the e-commerce world is constantly changing. There are always new challenges.
What kind of challenges do you think they might be talking about?
Well, for one, think about the rise of social commerce.
Oh, yeah, with TikToks and Instagram and all that.
Right, it's a whole new kind of competition for traditional e-commerce sites.
So are they saying they've had to, adapt to keep up with all that?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
They might also be dealing with, those supply chain problems.
Right, that's been a big issue.
And then there's the whole thing with, personalization.
Yeah.
Customers want those tailored recommendations and all that. And that could be tough for online retailers to figure out.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Sounds like they're walking a tightrope trying to, stick to their values while keeping up with all these changes.
Yeah, I think you're right. It'd be interesting to see how they address this in the rest of the letter.
Okay, now, let's see. They also talk about, as we get closer to the holidays, encouraging their customers to reflect on the past year and see the new year as a time for fresh starts.
A very optimistic tone, isn't it?
It is. What do you think they're going for with that?
I think it's strategically smart. They're tapping into those universal themes, reflection and new beginnings, stuff that resonates with people this time of year.
Yeah, like they're tying their brand to those positive feelings.
Exactly. And by doing that, they're building a deeper connection with their customers.
Yeah.
And that can lead to more loyalty, even people advocating for the brand.
Shows that even online, that human connection is still important.
For sure. And it all goes back to that idea of community that they keep emphasizing.
Speaking of community, they also talk about the spirit of the holidays being about, love and thought behind every gesture. And they encourage people to spread kindness. It's interesting that they're kind of weaving social responsibility into their message.
It is. And it's a smart move, I think. By subtly promoting acts of kindness, they're saying, hey, we care about more than just profits.
Like they're aligning themselves with empathy and generosity.
Exactly. And especially during the holidays, that really appeals to people.
So they're not just selling products, they're selling a way of thinking.
You got it. And that can be so powerful in building that brand loyalty. More and more, consumers want to buy from businesses that share their values.
Right.
By putting these messages in their holiday letter, Rose of Sharon is showing they get that. And it sets them apart from those companies that just focus on sales and discounts.
It's like they're saying, hey, we're part of your community.
Exactly. And we care about the same things you do.
Now, they also talk about all the things they've done to make shopping online easier. They mentioned better search options, personalized recommendations. It's clear they're putting a lot of effort into, making the experience better for their customers. Why do you think they're putting so much emphasis on that?
Well, it's super important, especially now with all the competition online.
Mm-hmm.
They know customers have high expectations by talking about these improvements. And, their dedication to good customer service. They're letting shoppers know that they're serious about making the whole online shopping experience as easy as possible.
So it's not enough to just have, good products.
Nope. It's about the whole journey, from browsing to checking out. Make it easy. Make it enjoyable.
Especially online where people want things fast.
Exactly. And that's what sets them apart.
It sounds like they're doing a good job of appealing to, people's emotions, but also making sure the whole process is smooth and easy.
They are. They're trying to connect with people on an emotional level, but also make sure their practical needs are met.
A delicate balance.
For sure. Sure. It shows they really get how consumers think these days. Yeah, they're doing a good job.
Okay, so they also mention, in the middle of all the holiday stuff, they remind customers to, take care of themselves. They even say, don't forget to treat yourself. Kind of an odd thing to put in a holiday letter, don't you think? What do you think they're doing there?
Actually, I think it's pretty smart. Mm-hmm. It makes them seem more human, like they get that the holidays can be stressful.
So it's like they're acknowledging that, things can be a little crazy this time of year, and it's okay to, step back and take a breath.
Exactly. It's all about balance.
Right. So they're tapping into that whole self-care trend, which is interesting because, usually during the holidays, it's all about spending and buying stuff.
Yeah, but this is different. It's like they're aligning themselves with that shift towards mindfulness and taking care of your mental health.
And a lot of consumers are looking for brands that that get that.
Exactly.
They're saying, we care about you as a person, not just your wallet.
Exactly. And that builds trust. It makes people feel good about doing business with them.
And it ties back into that whole community idea, right? Like they're not just saying buy our stuff. They're saying take care of yourselves, take care of each other.
Right. They're creating a sense of shared experience.
Yeah.
Like we're all in this together, right? Trying to get through the holidays, good times and stressful times.
And they really emphasize that whole shared experience thing when they talk about being a part of their customers' holiday traditions and milestones. It's like they're trying to be more than just a store, almost like a friend or something.
It's clever marketing, for sure. By putting themselves into those personal moments, those meaningful occasions, they're forging a connection with their customers. It's not just about selling products anymore. It's about being a part of their lives.
It makes you wonder if this is like the future of retail, Could other businesses do this? Build community based on shared values and, experiences?
It's an interesting question, isn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of companies are trying to figure that out right now because consumers have so many choices these days,
It's overwhelming.
So those brands that can create a genuine connection, a sense of belonging, well, they're the ones who are going to stand out. And Rose of Sharon seems to be, leading the charge.
Yeah, they're kind of changing what it means to be an online retailer, They're not just a website. They're like a community hub, a place for inspiration, a companion for life's big moments.
That's a good way to put it. And they're doing it all through, smart messaging. They really understand their customers.
Okay, so they end by looking ahead to 2025, and they're really optimistic. They promise more unique products and, a commitment to always getting better. Pretty standard way to end a letter like this, right?
Yeah, they're saying thanks for the past year and getting people excited about what's coming next. It's a way to, show they're still committed to their customers.
And they say it again that community is at the heart of everything we do. They even specifically mention that they value customer feedback, which is something they've said a few times in this letter.
Yeah, that's important to them. By being open to feedback, they're showing that they're they're willing to listen. They want to adapt to what their customers need.
Makes them seem more transparent.
Exactly. Like it's a collaboration.
Yeah.
And that makes customers feel valued.
Yeah, like they're part of the process.
Right.
Before we move on, I wanted to go back to something they mentioned earlier about, reaching out to people who might need a little extra support during the holidays. It's interesting that they, kind of snuck in that social responsibility message.
It's subtle, but it works.
Yeah.
They're reminding people that the holidays are about more than just, buying gifts. It's about connection and kindness.
And they're kind of positioning themselves as a brand that, that believes in those things.
Exactly.
It's a little nudge to, think about those who might be struggling.
And again, it goes back to that message of community and shared values.
They also emphasize, making holiday shopping stress-free.
Oh?
Which is kind of connected to that thing we were talking about earlier about the importance of a good online shopping experience.
For sure. They want to make sure, especially during the holidays when things are crazy, that shopping with them is, easy and enjoyable.
It's a smart move. Makes them seem reliable and customer-focused.
Exactly.
They've really thought of everything, haven't they? From the emotional stuff to the, practical stuff.
Yeah, they have, and they do it in a way that feels genuine. It's clear they really get their customers.
And they get that the holidays are, they can be kind of a lot, but they also remind people to, take care of themselves.
Right. They're not just pushing their products, they're promoting a healthy lifestyle balance.
It's like they're saying, enjoy the holidays, but don't forget about yourself.
Exactly.
Okay, so they close by saying they're immensely proud to be a part of their customers' holiday traditions and milestones. Pretty powerful way to end it, don't you think?
Yeah, they're acknowledging how important the holidays are to people.
Yeah.
And it reinforces that bond they have with their customers.
It's like they're saying, hey, we're not just some website. We're a company that values the relationships we have.
And it all circles back to that idea of community.
Right. They're building something that goes beyond just buying and selling stuff.
Exactly. It's about shared values and experiences.
And of course, they couldn't resist one last little plug for spreading joy and goodwill during the holidays.
Yeah, it's a nice way to wrap it up. They're encouraging their customers to pay it forward.
Spread the love.
Exactly.
It's a good reminder that the holidays aren't just about us, It's about spreading kindness, making a difference.
Absolutely.
So now that we've really dug into this letter, what stands out to you the most? What are your big takeaways?
I think what's really interesting is how Rose of Sharon is going beyond just typical marketing. They're not just trying to sell their products. They're creating an experience, a feeling, a sense of belonging.
Yeah, and they're really tapping into all those emotions and, those things people are hoping for during the holidays, and it feels genuine.
Right. It's not just about the stuff. It's about a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Values.
It's like they're saying we're not just a store. We're a community.
Exactly. A community of people who care about thoughtful gifts and, making the world a better place.
And that message really hits home during the holidays.
It does this.
Yeah, it's really something. They've managed to use this holiday message to, not only sell their products, but also really solidify their brand.
Yeah, and they really get how people are feeling during the holidays.
Exactly. It makes you wonder, could other businesses, even outside of retail, use this kind of approach? Could focusing on community, shared values, even, social responsibility become like the key to success?
That's a really interesting question. It does seem like Rose of Sharon is doing something right. They're not just selling stuff. They're making people feel like they belong.
Right. It's like they're tapping into that basic human need for connection.
Exactly. And that's powerful. I think it'll be interesting to see if other companies start to do the same thing.
It's almost like they're challenging, that old way of doing business, the whole transactional thing.
Right, where it's just about buying and selling.
Instead, they're building relationships based on shared values and, a sense of being part of something bigger.
Yeah, and that's what makes this holiday letter so effective. It's not just about the products. It's about connecting with people, like on a human level.
So as we wrap up here, what really stuck with you from this deep dive into Rose of Sharon's message? What really resonated with you?
For me, it's the reminder that, even with everything being online these days, real human connection is still at the heart of any successful business. And that's something to think about, not just during the holidays, but all the time.
What about you, listeners? What are your takeaways from this deep dive into Rose of Sharon's holiday message? What parts of their approach stood out to you? And as you navigate your own holiday season, maybe their emphasis on, thoughtful gifts, community, and even taking care of yourself will give you some inspiration. Thanks for joining us for the deep dive.